I would say that is not a simple field because it is a fairly rare tumor. Also, not a lot is understood yet about how exactly where it starts, what cell is actually the seed that leads to a tumor. Yeah, about 20 years ago my lab started trying to understand how the stem cells of the gut work. And eventually we actually developed technology to isolate small numbers of stem cells from a healthy individual or from a diseased individual, and in the lab, in a plastic dish, expand them into what we call mini organs or organoids. We can do it from normal tissue, but we can also do it from cancers. Now that's what we want to apply now to the NET tumors. We want to be able to take small bits of the tumor of individual NET patients, expand them in the lab, create large biobanks, so in the end we hope to have hundreds of samples from hundreds of patients, capture the diversity of the disease. Every patient is unique, and we can, for instance, use these banks to find out what the best drug is for each individual patient.
Here's a picture of the organoid, and if we look at the morphology of these two, we can see that they're very similar, arguing that the organoids really recapitulate the phenotype of the primary tumor. And then here on the right, I'm just showing a picture of what these tumor organoids look like under a microscope. And now, because we have an unlimited supply of these as they're constantly propagating themselves in culture, we can do a whole array of analyses on these tissues. This really opens up the door to be able to do high throughput screening, drug screening in these organoids. And here we will also have the normal tumor tissue to compare. And this drug screening protocol is something that we have already really optimized in our lab for other kinds of tumors, and we're confident that once we have the organoids growing, we will be able to do this.
So we can now grow human tumors, which means that we in much greater detail can study what's wrong in these tumors. We don't really know what is the best therapy yet, so it is an open field, which for doctors is challenging when you treat patients, but for scientists like me is great because there's actually a lot for us to discover and possibly help the doctors to treat patients a lot better in the future.